This presentation will discuss resume writing, and the objective is to help you understand the core elements of a successful resume, teach you how to draft and create your resume, and to understand how an employer or organization will receive and use your resume. Your resume is a marketing document. Be mindful of how you're marketing your skills, and be sure to highlight your experiences as they pertain to the employer or organization. As you format your resume, here are some important points to consider. Create your resume on a blank Word document, as templates restrict editing ability. Make it difficult for employers to download your resume and cannot be processed appropriately by applicant tracking systems. Your font size should be consistent and no smaller than size 11. Your font style should also be consistent, using only one font style throughout your resume. Consider using Times New Roman, Garamond, Georgia, or Arial. Your entire resume should be all black font. Keep your resume to a targeted one-page document, as the average recruiter only looks at your resume for 10 to 15 seconds. Resumes are read in a Z-like pattern. The reader's eyes are drawn to read left to right, then back left to right again. Keep your most important information and qualifications at the top so the recruiter sees those first. All experiences should be listed in reverse chronological order, with your most recent experience first. Be sure you do not have too little or too much white space throughout the document. An example of this may be having all your information left aligned, which would leave too much white space on the right side of your document. An example of this may be having all your information left aligned, which would leave too much white space on the right side of your document, as you see in the document on the right. The document on the left is what a balanced resume looks like. These are the components that will be addressed in the following slides: heading, education, professional experience, additional headings that you can use for further sections, skills. The heading is the first section of your resume. As these examples show, the information should either be centered or adjusted to the right side of the page. A mailing address is not required, but if you choose to use an address, use your address that is closest to the location of the organization that you are applying to. Be sure to use a professional email address. Your JCU email is a great choice. Include your cell phone number, and be sure you have a professional voicemail recorded that clearly states your first and last name. After the heading, you will list your education section. You should include the name and location of all colleges or universities that you have attended in reverse chronological order. This includes study abroad experiences as well. You should also include the full name of the degree you have received or are receiving, with your graduation date reflected with month and year. If you have been on the Dean's List, be sure to include the number of semesters that you were on the Dean's List. Include your overall GPA only if it is 3.0 or above. An optional section is related coursework. This is particularly important if you have taken courses related to the position to which you are applying to. When listing professional experience, make sure your format is consistent with the format of your education section. Professional experiences should be listed in reverse chronological order, meaning the most recent experiences should be at the top, and each experience should capture concrete and transferable skills. Transferable skills are skills that can be transferred across a range of job fields, such as analytical skills, written and verbal communication skills. For professional experience, you should use 2 to 5 bullet points, and each bullet point should start with a strong action verb and introduce something new. If applicable, use numbers and percentages to define experiences. For listing your skills according to your experiences, use the PAR technique. P stands for project. What was the project or task you completed? A stands for action. What action did you take in completing the goal of that project? R stands for result. What was the impact of your contribution? What goal was reached? Be specific and quantify results. Use descriptive language, as your content needs to be well defined and clear, and avoid subject language such as worked really hard or provided good customer service. Use strong adjectives and phrases to highlight your skills. As you are applying to job opportunities, use similar language as presented in the job posting. This is critical as employers will search for skills that are listed in the job posting in your resume. Here are some examples of some headers you can use as a catch-all for other significant experiences you want on your resume. This way you will not waste space on additional headers. Again, keep these sections formatting consistent with your experience and education sections. If you have a particular experience that is more related to the opportunity that you are applying to, you want the employer or organization to see that experience first. This is the only time you can break the reverse chronological order rule. Although a skills section may not be necessary for all majors or positions, it can highlight certain skills that you have that coincide with skills listed in the job description. List only unique and objective hard skills. Examples of these are MS Office Suite, programs such as Excel, PPT, social media management, if completed at an organization, certifications, or language skills. Your LinkedIn profile is another place to showcase your skills. As long as it's updated and consistent with your resume, you should remove the hyperlink from your LinkedIn URL. Your resume needs to be targeted to the position. An employer should be able to look at the job description in your resume and see that you have the skills they are seeking. When writing your resume, you need to have job descriptions for the positions you are applying for. By having the descriptions, you are able to identify exactly what the employer is looking for in a candidate to create a targeted resume. This demonstrates to the employer that you've done your research on the job field or position. Before submitting your resume to opportunities, proofread your document for spelling and grammar. Have your resume reviewed by a peer advisor at Career Services. When you are applying for a job, always submit your resume as a PDF and title it with your first and last name. Your resume should not include high school information after completing your second year at John Carroll. Create a separate reference page and only include the reference page if requested by the employer or organization. This should be formatted the same as your resume. For help with resume writing, set up an appointment today through Handshake or reach us by phone or email. In terms of additional career advice, remember, we are here to help you make career-related decisions, develop your skills to achieve your goals, and connect you to opportunities.
Please come visit us in our new location in the Mastron-Toney Student Success Commons located in the Griselli Library.